All right, good afternoon, everyone. At the ANA Inspiration Media Center, it's my pleasure to welcome in world number 6, LPGA Hall of Fame member, 7-time major champion, Inbee Park. Inbee, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Inbee, your record here at the ANA Inspiration, 12 starts, 12 cuts made, 6 top 10s, including a win in 2013. What is it about this event that's so special to you?
Yeah, I think it's now only major that, well, this one and the Evian Championship is, only a couple majors in the whole schedule that we play the same golf course over and over again. And, this golf course has, great champions. It has the great history, and it has, a very special ceremony for the winners. And yeah, I think it's just really, it's very memorable, and it's, definitely one of my favorite stops on tour. And yeah, it is just, you just come to the golf course and you really know the golf course and you're really used to the atmosphere, venue, and I think you just get a lot comfortable. And I have had a lot of good results here, and I think that always helps. And when the roughs are up here and the greens are firm and greens are really, really pure, so it's really fun golf course to play. So.
You've played a practice round yesterday. You'll play in the Pro-Am this afternoon. How does the golf course look?
The golf course is in, I think, really, really good shape. I think it's probably one of the tougher conditions that we had, maybe over the last 5 years or so. The rough is thicker than what we play probably 4 or 5 years, I think. So I think rough will be definitely the challenge of the week. And we are playing about 3 or 4 holes the 4 holes of the tee boxes that we never played before. So the course is going to be longer, and the rough is going to be up. So I think it'll be quite a tough test, and I think it is a good major setup.
Last year, obviously, you came very close to winning a second ANA Inspiration. Does coming so close, surviving an 8-hole playoff, going into Monday, does that make you hungrier this year for a win?
I knew that I came so close last year, and I kind of know that I can pull something really good on this golf course. So I think that definitely gives me a lot of confidence going into this year as well. And obviously, being so close last year, you're kind of thinking like, oh, maybe if I can do it this year, that'll be even better. So last year was definitely just one of those one of a kind experience that I never had in my golfing career. And it was I feel like I felt really well, but it's just I came just a little bit short. So hopefully I can have the better opportunity this year.
You're a 7-time major champion. What's your prep work like for majors, and what's the key for you performing during a major championship?
I'm just trying to not do anything, not overdoing anything. Just making sure that I am doing the normal routines that I do every other week. And this is my 3rd week playing in a row. So I'm just trying to watch my rhythm a little bit and I just don't want myself getting too tired before the tournament starts. So trying to work the times a little bit less this week. And I need a lot of practice on these greens and the roughs here. But one thing I'm just trying to watch is that I don't want to get exhausted before the tournament starts. So.
You mentioned this is your 4th start to the season. Last week at the Kia Classic, you finished runner-up. How do you feel about your game coming into this week?
Yeah, I feel really good, actually. I was in the contention last week, and which is what I'm really looking forward to doing. And doesn't matter whether I win or not. If I can have that kind of an opportunity in the weekend every week, I think that'll be just really great. Whether I can pull it off, not pulling it off, it's just you just play under the pressure and you play for the trophy. That's what you want every weekend on. So
we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. We can start with Randall in the middle.
Inbee, you have this ability to take a long time off and rest and come back and be very sharp and contend immediately. How do you explain that?
I think it's just kind of the interest level and the energy level that is now more important to me than just playing the tournament week by week. I think it's just that passion that I have, whether I have the passion, for the game, and whether I want to play that week, whether I don't want to play that week. I think it really now, comes in effect in the results. Like just before, like maybe 10 years ago or so, I think just playing every weekend on was just my normal stretch, and I just didn't feel as much as tired as before. But I kind of do feel the tiredness, and when I feel the tiredness, I don't play as good as before. So I just been trying to wash that out a little bit in the last 3-4 years or so, and it has been working really well. When I have the interest level up, when I have the passion for the game, that's when I perform the best. That's what I kind of figured out. So it is always hard to come back, being a little bit rusty, playing the tournament. But once you have a couple tournaments in, you kind of feel like you're back in here again. So yeah, I feel good now. I probably was a little bit rusty in the last couple weeks or so, but that's everybody will be feeling that after the off season. So yeah,
we'll go to Lisa right here in the front.
Inbee, last year, those 8 playoff holes, you and Pernilla just went back and forth to the 5th day. It could have gone either way. Was there any part of that playoff or any part of last year's championship that you replayed in your head that you wish you could maybe have back?
Yeah, I can't really exactly remember which hole it was, but I knew that I had a birdie opportunity to win. I think maybe on number 4 or 5 playoff hole. And I knew that, it's on number 18th hole, the break. I knew exactly which was it was breaking and everything, but I missed a putt. So, yes, I think it was maybe 4 or 5th playoff hole that I was going in. And, but overall, I had the opportunities for birdies, but I missed a few, and it's just always going to happen in that kind of conditions under the pressure. So, yeah, there's no regrets. How I played last year, I actually played really well to get into the playoff, first of all. So, yeah, I think I birdied 17 and 18 to get in the playoffs, which was really good. So
maybe a little unfinished business this year?
Hopefully. Hopefully, I can perform a little bit better. Yeah, but I think the course is a little bit more challenging this year, so the scoring is gonna be a little bit different to last year, I think. But I can be always wrong. But yeah, I think the course, to me, it is playing a little bit tougher. It is playing a little bit longer. The rough is up a little bit more, so you don't want to miss fairways or greens. So you have to be very accurate.
We'll go back to Randall in the middle.
Inbee, if you win this week, you would move up to where only Betsy Rawls, Babe Zaharias, Annika Sorenstam, Louise Suggs, Mickey Wright, and Patty Berg would have won more majors than you.
Okay.
How meaningful is it to be in that list of great players?
Well, I think it's such a meaningful thing to do, and if you can leave your name in the history of golf, and especially amongst names like great names like that, is just such a great honor, and that has been something that I have been looking forward to, and that I have been dreaming of since I was just a little kid, and I have written a lot of things that I wanted to write, and I know there's a lot more in front of me that I can do. So I'm just trying to pace myself to get there, probably, hopefully. So what it really matters to me now is that just playing golf really healthy, and being very happy on the golf course, and just no injuries, and just trying to enjoy as long as I can.
We'll go back to Lisa in the front.
You just mentioned the greens are really, really pure. Well, your putting stroke is really, really pure. How do you see yourself putting on the course this week?
Well, I always love to putt on the pure greens. I think everybody does, especially the professional golfers. They love putting on the pure greens, but I think going in and not going in is a different story too. Just I like looking at the pure greens, but sometimes it can be the week that nothing wants to drop. And just like last week, I hold a lot of putts in the first 3 rounds when it wasn't a pure green. But I think it's just sometimes I can be right, sometimes I can be wrong. But I always like to see the ball rolling really smoothly. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this week. Yeah.
Inbee, you've accomplished so much in your career. What keeps you going, and how do you manage your expectations and set goals for yourself each week?
When I thought that I achieved a lot of things, and especially when I reached my goal, which was getting inducted into Hall of Fame. When I got to that point, I kind of had the moments where I was like, oh, then what do I do next, and what do I play for? But I mean, it didn't last that long. It was probably like a year or so, and then after that, I was like, yeah, even if I achieved so many things, it is the, we start from the same start line as everybody else every week. So, to me, I think now is, I just try to erase everything that I had and just, trying to have a new start. We are on, everybody's in the same start line, and Sunday we are in the same finishing line. So we start new every week, and that's really what's fun about golf, and, that really motivates me. Mm-hmm.
We have a question in the very back row. Mark?
Inbee, one more question on how pure the greens are here. Where would you rank these greens in terms of the purest you've played on in competition?
Well, I think it is definitely about top 3 that we play of all year, especially all 5 majors that we play all year are pretty pure greens, but sometimes British can be a little bit slower because of the wind, and Evian is always a little bit more slopier, so we don't see that much pureness. Usually US Open, KPMG, and this week these 3 are very pure greens to putt. So,
Lisa, do you have a follow-up in the front?
Yep. Me. This is kind of a random question, Inbee. You don't show a lot of crazy emotion out here. Is there anything away from golf that really gets you twisted? I mean, do you ever get upset or are excited about anything?
Well, I say compared to the average, I say I don't get much excited, or I get sad, or I get too happy. I think I'm pretty calm off the golf course as well, but when I watch sad movies, I cry. When I watch funny movies, I laugh, and I think it's the same for everyone. But I think it just shows a little less, and I think that is just my personality, and I think that kind of built up a little bit more since I played the professional golf for so long. I think maybe I wasn't like that maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, but I think it's just how I grew up. So.
Inbee, do you remember the last movie that made you cry?
Well, actually, I think the very last movie that I watched and I cried was A Star Is Born. So I cry in a lot of movies, actually. So, yeah.
Okay. Any further questions for Inbee? All right. Best of luck this week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.